your things together, Mr. McGee. We arrive in a few minutes.
I'll be with you in a second. Hey, what happened?
I don't know.
Don't push. Look out.
I ain't pushing. I was over here and you was over there.
Will you try those lights?
Yes, sir. That's funny. Wonder who turned them on. Peculiar. Mighty peculiar.
My manuscript.
Your manual, your what?
Those type pages, I had them right there.
They ain't now.
Oh, after all that work, 4 hours gone. It means $5,000 to me.
You've arrived, sir. You get off here.
Tell them to wait. I've got to find that script.
Trains don't wait. We're only here 2 minutes. You better hurry.
I'd like to get some information.
Hold on, mister.
Mystery?
Yeah.
Like it?
Not enough shooting. Too much thinking and talking.
I wrote that book.
Yeah, fellow's got to make a living.
You know, you've got the wrong notion about modern mysteries. It's not only the murder, it's the psychological effects, the neuroses of the man who committed it.
I still like plenty of shooting. Cold, eh? Take no night to be out here. What you want to know, mister?
Oh, yes. Can you tell me how to get to Baldpate Inn?
Nice place. The swells go there. Good food. She's closed in the winter.
Closed? Oh, of course it's closed. That's why I'm going there.
You talk like a mystery writer.
Can you tell me how to get there?
Sure. Been here all my life. Excuse me. Be right back in a minute.
Don't go.
I beg your pardon? What did you say?
Don't go. Stay away from that horrible place.
You mean Baldpate?
They'll kill you. You'll never be seen again. Believe me, don't go. Wherever you came from, go back.
Hey, wait a minute. I want to ask you. Do you know who that girl is?
Girl? Oh, her? I never saw her before. Now, let me see. Oh, you want to go to Baldpate?
I guess so.
Well, how are you going to get in? It's closed.
Oh, I've got a key. Mr. Bentley gave it to me.
Well, if it hadn't been snowing, it was so hazy like, you could see the first turn from here. It's about a quarter of a mile at Simpson's place. Simpson's a vegetarian. Well, you'll find a cow path there. You follow that for about 10 routes until you come to a rail fence. It's got a thank-you arm gate. You cross that, and you walk until you get to Coulter's place. Coulter's got a beard way down to there. Well, you walk along and just follow your nose. You'll come to it.
What are you doing here?
I'm Kenneth McGee. Mr. Bentley told me that I could use the place. He didn't say I'd find anyone here.
Didn't he?
You must be the caretaker.
How do I know Mr. Bentley sent you?
The key. The only one. Mr. Bentley's key.
This place is closed for the winter.
It's quite all right. He said I could use his room, the one at the end of the balcony. Do you mind?
What are you going to do here?
Work. I'm writing a story and I want peace and quiet.
You came to the wrong place, Mr. McGee. You don't want to work here. All kinds of funny things happen. Queer noises, moving shadows. Shadows moving all around.
There are? Now, see here, whatever your name is. I made a bet I was going to write a story at Baldpate in 24 hours. I'm going to win that bet. Lead on.
You know best, Mr. McGee. Cat. Just a cat. He wouldn't hurt you.
Well, I guess it'll be all right. Now I've got to get to work. I wish there was more light.
The electricity's off, sir.
Oh, thank you. I'll see you in the morning.
I would think again about staying here, Mr. McGee. If you heard those noises I was telling you about...
They won't bother me a bit. When I'm working, nothing bothers me.
Very good, sir. Good night.
Just a minute. I don't think I'll be needing you anymore. Why don't you take the night off?
Thank you. But I prefer to stay here. Operator, did you get any answer on that call? Max Rogers, hot water 99597. Yes, that's it. No answer? Are you sure you tried it? Operator, never mind.
something out there. It looked like a ghost. It touched me.
There's no one out there, miss.
Oh, it was awful, frightening.
I can understand that. The wind and snow certainly can play tricks with your imagination.
But it was real. It was so horrible, I screamed. I'm not usually the screaming kind.
You have a key, miss. Where did you get that key?
Key? Why, I found it. I found it on the porch. It was lying there, so I opened the door with it.
I'm sorry, miss. Baldpate is closed for the winter.
Oh, I couldn't go out there again. I just couldn't. Oh, please, may I stay here for the night?
We have no accommodation, miss.
I'm sure we can make an exception in this case. All the rooms are empty but mine.
Thank you, Mr. McGee.
You know my name.
I heard you mention it at the station.
Of course.
I don't think Mr. Bentley would like this.
I'll take the responsibility. Let me show you to your room. By the way, you haven't told me your name.
Mary. Mary Jordan.
Mary Jordan. Oh, that's a nice name. Good name for the heroine of my next book.
I hope she doesn't get killed.
Killed? Oh, no. My heroines never get killed. They all get married and live happily ever after. Well, here we are.
Thank you. This will be very comfortable. You didn't listen to me at the station. You've got to get out of here. You can't stay. It's dangerous.
Oh, now, wait a minute. What are you trying to tell me? Who are you and why are you here?
Please don't ask me any questions. I can't tell you. Believe me, get out while you can.
Nothing.
Who are you?
I'm the hermit of Baldpate. They call me Pete. Sure scared you, didn't I?
What do you want?
Saw lights in the window and came down to see what was going on. Never any lights at Baldpate in the winter.
Oh, I see. Never any lights. There's a caretaker here.
Caretaker? Never heard of one. Never been a caretaker at Baldpate in the winter. I ought to know. I live right up the hill. Yes, sir. I know everything that's been happening around here. Mighty nice contraption you got here.
He isn't a caretaker. What's he doing here?
Going to get me one of them things. Going to write a book. Yes, sir. I'm going to show up women.
She told me to get out. Why?
Because I hate them. I had one once. She ran away with a piccolo player.
They usually run off with a saxophone player.
That's what he told her he was, but he turned out to be a piccolo player. Yes, sir. My villain's going to be a piccolo player. Say, how do you spell piccolo?
P-I-C-C... Hey, who's that?
Who's what? A woman. I'll chase her away.
No, I'll see what she wants. You wait here. I'll be back.
Women. Fully.
My name is McGee, Kenneth McGee. What can I do for you?
Are you one of Corrigan's men?
Never heard of the gentleman.
How did you get in here?
With the only key in existence. Would you mind telling me where you got yours?
Who are you?
I'm a writer. A novelist. I made a bet that I'd write a story here tonight. A $5,000 bet, and I'd like to win that bet, but I don't see how I can with all these interruptions. Now tell me, who's this Corrigan and what's this all about?
Constance. Well, Constance, I didn't expect you here tonight. Mr. McGee, this is my niece, Constance Lane, my sister's eldest child.
How do you do?
Glad to meet you.
I haven't seen Constance for so long, I've invited her to spend a couple of days here with me. I'm sorry, I didn't know you were coming.
Well, I don't mind.
Thank you. I've made up room 5 for her, if it's all right with you.
Of course.
This way, Constance. What are you doing here?
I'm asking you the same question, Corrigan. Why did you tell me tonight was the payoff?
Max will take care of you.
Max. I'm taking care of myself, see?
You're not staying here. You're getting out now.
Thanks again, Mr. McGee.
Oh, I hope you'll be comfortable.
Good night, dear uncle.
Good night. Good night.
Good night. The only key in existence. They must have been handing them out on 42nd Street. Can't work in this place.
If you have no credit.
I'd like a New York number. Circle 64098. This is Asquan 42J.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Bentley. This is Mary. I hope I awakened you.
You certainly did. How's everything with our chum at Baldpate?
Everything's coming along just fine. He hasn't had a minute to write.
Good. Keep it up. That bet is practically won.
Mr. Bentley, he's scared to death. I'm sure he'll never write that story. In fact, I think he'll leave here any minute. He's so nice and serious. You know, I think he's kind of cute. Really, it seems like a dirty trick. No, my conscience doesn't bother me. I wouldn't think of leaving. I'm having the time of my life. By the way, using that caretaker's a brilliant idea. He'd scare anybody. And that woman,
What caretaker? What woman? That house is supposed to be empty.
but I don't understand. Are you sure?
I didn't send out a caretaker or anyone else for that matter.
Oh, this is awful. Goodbye.
Hello, Mary.
Hello, operator. Get me the police. Hurry. Is this the police department? Hello? Hello? Operator. Hello, operator.
Still up, miss? I thought you had retired.
You cut those wires.
Wires? Oh, you mean the telephone? I didn't know the telephone was working. I thought it was discontinued for the winter.
You're lying. Mr. McGee! Mr. McGee! Mr. McGee! Mr. McGee!
Really, miss? You'll wake up the house. I think you're making a mistake.
I was talking on that phone, making a call. Suddenly it went dead. You were outside. What were you doing out there?
Shutter was loose.
You cut those wires, and I can prove it.
I wouldn't go out there, miss.
I was calling the police. Why did you try to stop me? You're hiding something. What is it? Let me go! Let me go!
My, such noise. So rough. What seems to be the trouble?
The lady wanted to go out. I advised her not to. You can see how she's dressed.
He doesn't want me to go out. Oh, Mr. McGee, terrible things are going on here.
I'm afraid the lady is imagining things.
That isn't true. Why were you outside? Why are you here at all? You're not really the caretaker. Ask him. Ask him who he is.
The plot thickens. Good evening, sir, and welcome. Come in, come in.
You gave me quite a turn. I was under the impression the inn was unoccupied.
Oh, now, where in the world did you ever get such an impression?
This place is supposed to be closed for the winter.
Yes, and I'm supposed to have the only key in existence.
I've got to talk to you.
Now, we must welcome our guest, Miss Jordan.
Oh,
I hope I haven't frightened the young lady.
Oh, you know, sometimes this is so good you've almost got me believing it. Bentley must be having his keys made by the gross.
I don't understand.
Okay, we'll go back to the script. What's on your mind?
My name is Bolton, Professor Bolton. I usually come up here when I'm a bit behind with my work. You know, to have perfect peace and quiet.
Ah, yes, quiet. This is just the place for it, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
You know, we couldn't possibly have a show without a cast. Let's make Professor Bolton as comfortable as possible.
You're very kind.
You know, I had a character like you in a book once, The Case of the Careless Corpse.
Really?
What room does he go to?
Well, let's see. I think we'll give the professor number 4.
Oh, thank you. My old room.
This way, please.
Never mind. I'm perfectly at home here. Thank you. Good night.
Good night. Now, look here. I know what you're up to. So far, you've been successful, but from now on, I'm going to write. Understand? You can play your little games, but don't bother me.
oh, I'm so glad you're back. We've got to get out of here. We've got to call the police.
Don't you think you're carrying things a little too far?
You don't understand. Awful things are going on here. I'm sure of it. Something terrible's going to happen.
You know, I've started to write this story 4 times, but this time I'm going to finish it.
Please, Mr. McGee, I'm afraid.
Oh, the emotional plea. You're very intelligent, Miss Jordan.
This is serious.
You know, your boss certainly doesn't want to lose this bet, does he?
My boss.
I may as well tell you that I heard you talking to Mr. Bentley on the phone.
Oh. Ah! Look!
My very good friend, the Hermit.
Oh, it's you. And a woman. You ought to be ashamed of yourself. I can't stand women.
Who's he?
Nothing to be frightened of. Pete has the Hermit concession around here.
I'm still shaking.
You'll be all right. Why don't you go to bed and get some sleep, and you'll feel fine in the morning.
Don't make me go. I couldn't stay in that room alone. Please, I won't make any noise. I'll just sit here quietly. I won't interfere with your work.
You know, you're very pretty, and I like you very much, but I'm afraid you're much too disconcerting.
Mr. McGee, please listen. I am Mr. Bentley's secretary, and I did come up here to keep you from writing. I even took your papers on the train. But believe me, those people who came here tonight aren't part of it.